Hi, this is Bruce Levine. I'm an independent residential real estate broker located in Del Mar, California, and this is a short presentation for my clients and my friends. More than any question that I get asked, people are always asking me, how's the real estate market? Or how is the real estate market cold? Is the real estate market hot? What's it like? And of course, people are pretty smart. They tend not to ask real estate brokers questions that they don't already know the answers to. I don't know what that's about psychologically. Maybe they're testing people. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But that's the question that I get asked most of the time. And of course, if you read the media and you talk to people, you're probably under the impression that the real estate market's really hot right now. And maybe that's true. Maybe it's not. But I tend not to follow general consensus and conventional wisdom. I don't. I prefer facts. Facts are real. Facts are very persistent things. Sometimes they get in the way of the truth that people would prefer. And I'm interested in knowing what is reality because I have a moral and an ethical and a fiduciary obligation to convey that information to my clients so they can make informed choices. Not rely upon conventional wisdom and just allow people to believe that the market is a particular way because people believe it. So what I want to do today is I want to talk about a type of study called an absorption rate. And an absorption rate is a simple calculation that's designed to measure what the housing market is like in a particular community, in a particular price range, in a given window of time. And from that calculation, we can determine how quickly the inventory is being absorbed into by the market and how many months or weeks or days of inventory remain on the market. And so with that data, we can provide sellers and buyers great information so that they know if they're a seller, can they price their house aggressively or do they need to really be competitive? And as a buyer, how well do you need to be prepared or do you just need to show up at somebody's door in order to look appealing to a seller? So I've prepared some data, and forgive me while I look at it because I don't have it memorized, but for example, let's compare two neighborhoods, each with a different price range. Let's first talk about Claremont. Claremont houses up to $500,000. Detached single-family houses, we're not talking about condominiums or townhouses here. Currently, there's 16 of them on the market. However, during the past 60 days, 61 houses have gone from active status, being available for sale, into contingent pending status, and some of those have closed. So in other words, 61 properties have gone into escrow in the last 60 days. That averages out to a 190% monthly absorption rate, which means that homes are being sold at almost twice the rate they're coming on the market. What that translates to is about 2 weeks of inventory on the market in Claremont among single-family houses up to that price range from $0 to $500,000. Put it another way, what it means is that if no new listings were to come on the market in the next 2 weeks, and the same rate of sales that's been going on for 60 days were to continue, all the houses in Claremont in that price range would be absorbed. That is, they'd go into escrow and there'd be no houses on the market. That's what it means. So if you're a buyer, you got 2 weeks of inventory to look at. So what I would say is the answer to a person's question is what's the real estate market like? If you're a buyer in Claremont or seller in Claremont, it's pretty darn hot. Let's look at another community. Let's look at Solana Beach. And let's look at single-family houses, but this time let's look in the price range of $1 million and above. And there are a lot of houses in Solana Beach that are $1 million and above. Right now, there's 28 of them on the market. And in the last 60 days, there have been, how many? 10. I had a typo there. 10 properties in Solana Beach, single-family houses, have gone into escrow from active status during the last 60 days. And what that translates to is almost an 18% monthly absorption rate and about a 5.5-month supply of housing on the market at the $1 million+ price point among detached single-family houses in Solana Beach. Now that's kind of like a normal, healthy, balanced market. That's the way things were a long time ago before the bubble. There was good balance between buyers and sellers. But it's a profound difference between Claremont up to 500 and Solana Beach above $1 million. So if you're a buyer or a seller in Solana Beach, is the answer that the market's hot? No, it's not. It's kind of normal. Kind of on the slow end of normal. but normal nonetheless. So, and there's other variables that as a buyer, as a seller, or as a consumer who simply wants to be informed that you have to take into account. You can't just look at the data that I gave you. That's not enough. There are sub-markets, even within the $0 to $500,000 price point in Claremont, for example. In Claremont, what a neighborhood is like can vary on a street-by-street basis. Some streets are in canyons. Some streets have a distance view. Some lots have a distant view. Other lots are going to be backing to a busy street, so there's different positives and negatives. And in Solana Beach, you can have oceanfront property, you can have ocean view property, you can have houses all the way at the eastern end of the city, abutting Rancho Santa Fe, where it's sunnier and warmer, but you don't have the immediate coastal access, things like that. So these are some of the considerations that we take into account when we're thinking about some of the submarkets, some of the submarket aspects beyond just the data. So again, my goal is to help people have facts so they can make informed choices. And if this sort of information resonates with you, and if you want to buy or sell real estate in the San Diego area, I'd love to hear from you. And if you know someone who has such a need and you actually like them and care about them, I'd like to be introduced to them as well. This is Bruce Levine. I'm an independent real estate broker in Del Mar, California. You can reach me at 858-733-0043 or by email at bruce@brucelevinehomes.com. You can also contact me on Facebook. You can read reviews of my business on my website or on the consumer site yelp.com by typing in Bruce Levine Homes in Del Mar, California. Thanks very much for watching today.